Hey people, this is my weekly rundown of things in entertainment news that interest me, and I want to apologize for the delay in uploading this video. I had a very busy weekend and I was just not able to put this together on time, but thank you for your patience. I do have a few interesting stories that I want to share with you today, starting with this story about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. Paramount has shut down pre-production on the movie, and they've pushed the release date back from December 2013 to May 2014. And there isn't that much known about why they have shut down pre-production, but the Hollywood Reporter sources say that the film is having some script problems. So things are pretty vague right now, but it's seeming to me like they are realizing that they don't really know what the heck they're doing. There was a lot of backlash when Michael Bay was talking before a crowd, and he was saying that the movie's version of the Ninja Turtles are of an alien race. And while there are different ways of interpreting this, like maybe the ooze is alien based or something like that, most people interpreted that as the Ninja Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, are going to be aliens in this new movie, which just sounded awful. So I'm hoping that if that was the case and they did intend for them to be aliens, this delay means that they're going to overhaul the script and change that. But, it could just mean that they realize they don't know what they're doing and things aren't going to get any better when they do come back and release it in May 2014. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they're going to figure things out and deliver a great movie when this finally does come out. Because I do think this has the potential to be a really good movie. They just have to figure it out properly. Things are really starting to ramp up as we move toward The Amazing Spider-Man. There are a lot of TV spots that have been released and other sorts of footage, featurettes and stuff like that, interviews, all sorts of things. So check all that out in the description if you're looking forward to this movie. And of course, this new poster here has been released, and the first official review for the movie is out, and it's 4 stars. So it's off to a good start. It's a very good sign. I mean, I always like to be kind of cautious. I don't like to look at one review and like, oh yeah, Amazing Spider-Man is definitely going to be great now. But it's always good to see things like this getting off to a solid start. A little while ago, there were some photos taken on the set of Iron Man 3 that showed this armor here that resembles the Iron Patriot armor from the comics, and people were claiming that the actor James Badgedale was the person seen in this armor, but now reports are coming out that that was just a stunt double in this armor, and that it's not Iron Patriot or Detroit Steel or anything. This is just a new paint job for the War Machine armor worn by the character James Rhodes, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, he does work for the military, so for him to be painted like the American flag, it's not really that much of a stretch of the imagination. So I'm not 100% sure that this is the new look that War Machine is going to have in this movie, or if it's just like a temporary thing for War Machine, but that's like the most up-to-date information about what this armor is. There's a new TV spot out for The Dark Knight Rises, and a few new images, including this one here of the Batplane, Batcopter, whatever this flying vehicle is that Batman has. My last story for this video is about the Man of Steel. Hans Zimmer will be composing the score for the movie, which I think is pretty exciting. He's not quite as legendary as John Williams, who composed the score for Superman the movie back in 1978, but Hans Zimmer is a great composer who's done some very memorable and notable work. I mean, he did the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, Inception, probably most notably for comic book fans, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and personally for me, the Lion King. He did the score for that, and This Land from the Lion King soundtrack is probably one of my favorite instrumental pieces of all time. So Hans Zimmer, definitely great. I'm not a huge fan of his work on the Batman movies, but I think it's good anyway. I think the reason that I don't love it is because it's more understated than a lot of the other themes out there. Like, if you look at his Pirates of the Caribbean theme, it's definitely more of like a theme for characters. And if you compare his work on the Batman movies to Danny Elfman's Batman theme or John Williams' Superman theme, those are more themes for characters. Whereas his Batman work is more kind of subtle background, setting a mood and a tone for the movie. So it's not really, you're not listening to this and kind of pointing to it. It's like, oh, hey, there's the Batman theme. No, it's more like, okay, this is enhancing the movie, and you're not really paying attention to it, but it's quality work. So that might be what we can expect from his Superman score. Not exactly as outright of a theme as the John Williams Superman theme, but probably tone-wise kind of similar to that, I'm hoping, because I think that was a great score. And from this, people are kind of wondering if this is an indication that the Man of Steel and that franchise is going to be kind of tonally similar to the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. And Christopher Nolan is producing The Man of Steel, so people are kind of already making the association. I don't think it's really that much of a safe bet, like, oh, Christopher Nolan's involved, Hans Zimmer is involved. It's definitely going to be like the Christopher Nolan Batman series for Superman. I mean, Zack Snyder is directing it, so it's going to have kind of a different feel to it. So I don't think you should go into this expecting like the Christopher Nolan version of Superman. But, you know, I do think it's interesting how they are kind of linked by both Christopher Nolan and Hans Zimmer there. But that's really all I've got for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time.